All right, Shalom. I'm going to give all praises unto Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Also want to give double honors unto the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone. Blessings and salutation unto the elect, as well as the hopefully elect, which are the Akim out there enduring this truth across the four corners of the earth, preaching and prophesying through the spirit of Yahweh, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, in truth and sincerity, as well as the men and women that follow, and those who might look like the other nations but are of the nation of Israel on your father's side by blood. Or should I say the nation of the Israelites, and I was thinking that earlier, I was listening to some brothers, they was doing a lesson over the Iran strike. U.S. struck Iran, and they was the brothers that was going into their video, that was doing a video. I forget which camp it was. Matter of fact, I can look it up on my other phone. But they were saying how they had went into a restaurant, and they had went into a restaurant, and then what they had seen. This is the news, and they pretty much said that they was the only ones in there cheering. Yeah, it's Stay in the Spirit 144. So I don't know exactly which camp that is, but yeah, they was going into, they said they was in the restaurant or something, and then they heard or seen the breaking news, and they was kind of like, cheering. And I mean, this was on my spirit earlier. I was at work, but it was this precept here in Job, at Job 5:22, which I'm gonna get down to that through the spirit. And then this ended up happening, and then I run across those brothers, speaking that, and I was like, man, it's like, because I said the same thing. People probably gonna be like looking at us like we crazy, but that's because they don't understand. All right, first of all, this is the will of Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. Everything that happens upon this planet. All right, and if you don't even want to go to minuscule situations, let's do things on a grander scale. The wars and rumors of wars. All right, the fact that the small hats just boom came with some more allegations of what they don't want Iran doing, and decided to attack them. Just basically the prophecies coming to pass. All right, now they drawing in the U.S. The U.S. then struck them, and like the Lord is really heating this up. And on top of that, we are already in mid-June. It's June. We already mid-June. All right, we already in mid-June, man. Okay, the Lord is speeding up the times, which was part of that was prophetic. All right, that the days will be shortened for the elect's sake. In these years, it's been 5 years since the C-19 situation. All right. So, but with all of this going on, we do know that there's other prophecies that still have to come to pass, ultimately, the MOTB being mandated, all right, being established. And within that, you'll have plagues, you'll have famines, you'll have martial law, you'll have concentration camps, you'll have bloodshed through the Lord. Like these things are just things that must come to pass. But even as those brothers were saying again, they made a good point, is now you're seeing these things is one thing speeding up another, with the issue, not only time, but just when certain prophecies happen. All right. So let me get into this real quick. This is Job 5:19. It says, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. And with the things coming upon the earth, we got to trust in Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. It doesn't mean that each and every single person, won't be touched. And I mean that in the sense of some of us are going to end up in concentration camps. You know what I'm saying? Some of us, have and might pass, in the work of Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. Okay? But at the end of the day, one thing I definitely like to remind myself is that the Lord won't put me through nothing won't put me through nothing I can't handle. Which is very important because, like I always like to reference it to, is that basketball player and his coach is really, on him because he see the potential within him of him being a great leader, of him being something special, all right, outside of the rest. Okay, so he draws more attention towards him and makes sure he's on point. All right. And it's the same way, when it comes to YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, man. Dang, I kind of lost my train of thought, man. But dang, I wish I had the point. Lord willing, it'll come back. I'm going to just continue to read. It says, in famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. And that's important because, like, as we prophesied through the Spirit, famine is going to come. All right, even the fact of how they have the trading system set up or the distribution system set up. Okay, here it is. It's made in this place, and then they got to get shipped over here, driven over here, checked in over here before it's at the store. All of these different locations, okay, that it must pass by before it finally get to you. Well, one monkey wrench in that system and you don't get the product. Okay. It says, and in war from the power of the sword. Now, hey, that, once again, YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, and it says when the enemy come in as a flood, he shall lift up a standard. The Lord will give you power, give you a way. When you look into that word, it's a way to escape, so you never know. I always look like, hey, the Lord could turn you invisible. We're coming into the times where, believe in the unbelievable. Ultimately, just have faith. All right, we read in the scriptures how Daniel been in the lion's den, and the lions hadn't eaten for days but didn't touch Daniel. All right, we read about the 3 holy children being thrown in the fire. We read about, I believe it was Habakkuk, who got picked up by an angel, aka a chariot, all right, and was flown over to give Daniel something to eat while he was in the den. Okay, in famine he shall redeem thee from death. You don't know. You could be in a concentration camp locked in your room, and the Lord could give spiritual power to another brother and have him come and bring you some food. You just never know. All right, that's what faith is about. Another thing I like to think of is Abraham, how he was willing to sacrifice Isaac because he knew that Isaac had the promise, and he just knew by faith that there had to be something that would happen, that he would have to be raised back up because he got to get that promise. He trusted in the Lord's word that much that he like, well, even if I fall, I might not understand it or want to do it, but hey, this is what I got to do based off faith. All right. Verse 21, it says, thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh, slanderings and things of that nature. All right, but when these things come, when certain prophecies come to pass in a sense of war and the MOTB, all right, it makes us excited, man. It says, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. It makes us excited. We was talking, I think last week at camp, and the elder brother here, he said all it takes is one. No, he was in a group chat. He said all it takes is one. All it takes, because America never been touched, man. So Americans walk around proud. We can't be touched. We can do this, our country that. Everybody into their own world and own bubble, not caring about the next man. So selfish. All right, the love of many waxing cold. All it takes is one missile, one bomb, boom, whatever city, man, and it'll shake things up. All of that extra stuff goes out the window after that, man. Just like when Israel went and attacked Iran this go round, a lot of people was making more and more videos about the U.S. being drawn in. Because playtime is fucking over, man. Like, the Lord's not going to keep playing with y'all people. He has a plan, and he's going to fulfill that plan on his time. Okay? Verse 22, the point, it says, at destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth, which is important. Because these things is happening and prophecies coming to pass. It's our only way out of here is to go through that. It's for these things to happen and then to go through that fire, man. Okay? And trust in YAHAWASHI that he would deliver us. Okay? That he'll redeem us, that he'll protect us and watch over us. All right? Apostle Elder Ramlov did a lesson called hiding. I'm trying to remember the title. His been hid in a secret place. So that's having that covering when you go into that word, that protection from YAHAWASHI, from these different things that's going to come upon the earth. It says, verse 23, for thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee. You might not be in a comfortable living situation. You might be outside with the beasts of the field and the stones, but the Lord is still going to, he's basically saying, whatever position you get into, you just got to trust in me. And that's what we have to do, man. That's exactly what we have to do. Okay. Now, I was, because I was going to say, they say easier said than done. But you just got to have faith, man. We all here. We all been called. So you got some level of faith, but the Lord is going to put you through things if he needs you to increase your faith for these future obstacles. Okay. And, Lord willing, it continue. I mean, it can only go up from here. It can only go up from here, but we do understand through the Spirit. This is, is major, but it's not the end all be all, So Lord willing, you was edified, and Lord willing, we allowed to endure unto the end. It's beautiful. Prophecy is beautiful. All right. Maybe that'll be a lesson through the Spirit. All right. Once again, I want to give all praises unto Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH, Shalom.